It's underreaction time, and we kick it off with the Chiefs. They play Saturday. They got the Texans. The Mahomes injury scare was the big headline, and when that happens, you underreact to everything else going on with the team, and that's the defense and what they did with the Browns, to the Browns on Sunday. Spags. They came alive against Jameis, this so fetch we keep trying to make happen. I love what he's done. I love it, but the Chiefs are like, absolutely not. This is an offense with Jameis that's given teams some problems. 6 takeaways, 6. That's as many as they'd had the previous 9 weeks combined. 5 sacks, tying a season high. This was the first time this year they've held a team to single digits. Shout out to Trent McDuffie. He got his first career pick. That's sort of wild to believe. He had 3 PBUs. George Karlaftis living his best life in the backfield. Awesome team effort. It's the type of performance we needed to see, question mark? Sort of especially with the Mahomes situation, because look at this 6-game stretch following their bye. This defense, that ranked, by the way, number 2 across the board last season, they were a middle of the pack energy, okay? They had some rough games against the Bills and Panthers in there. Over the last 3 weeks, no one, you heard it here, no one has given up fewer points. They're back inside the top 10 in both sacks and passer rating allowed. They're rounding into form at the, have you heard this before? Have you heard this before about this team? They're there, especially on defense, and that is critical because they got to get the 1 seed. This is a big 1 seed. You got a quarterback who's getting the kicked out of him, more than we've ever seen at a crazy clip with this O-line, sorry to say. We've got a baby on the way for this quarterback, baby number 3. You don't want to have to go on the road. Nobody wants to go on the road. Can they go on the road? Sure, they did it. It's been done. We scratched that off the list. Let's go back to easy living, getting the 1 seed here. And let's get this 3-peat that I have a feeling is weighing on this team. They want it so bad. They know what that means. Legacy is important to these guys. I'm very excited to see what they do to cook up a team I still have a lot of questions about in C.J. Stroud and the Texans. All right, next up, what else are we underreacting to? Keith Cosner on the show, Rob Gronkowski on the show, Jahmyr Gibbs on the show this week, Kevin Durant on the show this week. What a week here. Keyshawn Nixon on the show this week, underreacting to our bookers doing the most around the holiday season. Not easy to book a show around the holidays, so big thanks to MH, who is crushing it. Okay, let's NFL-wise talk about Rashod Bateman for a minute, okay? His role, what he has done to keep the Ravens in contention and get them to where they are right now. He played a huge role in this masterpiece for Lamar, keeping the MVP race interesting, I think, against the Giants. 3 catches, 80 yards, 2 awesome touchdown grabs. This put the game away early. That puts him up to 7 touchdowns on the year. Top 10 among receivers. Breakout season for him. We're not talking about it. He's a consistent vertical threat. Look at that beautiful catch. Check this out. We said the 7 touchdowns, right? So that's top 10 in the league. He's already set a career high in yards. 17.2 yards per catch, ranking 2nd in the entire NFL, behind only Jamison Williams. He's been a big play waiting to happen all year. And remember, guys, GM Eric DaCosta, my good friend, he surprised some people when he extended Rashod back in April. There were some injuries. There was some, oh, what has he proven in these first 3 years in the league? DaCosta knew. My guy, my best friend. The organization saw this coming and were rewarded from the confidence in him by him. Like, he's crushing it. Very smart move by the Ravens front office. Loved seeing it. Loved that it worked out. And it's nice to see it all coming together. The talent was always there. And we'll see if he can be the guy who helps Baltimore get right back in the thick of the AFC North race. They've got a huge one. Best rivalry in sports. Let's do it with the Ravens and the Steelers. And I'm sure that'll be on Hard Knocks, which you can check out. We'll be talking about shortly. Finally, I think we egregiously, sadly, in disappointing fashion, keep overlooking the Bucs. What they did to the Chargers on Sunday. Come on, this was a late window. I get it. Bills, Lions, Steelers, Eagles, and the national energy going on. Tampa got no love for, I'm going to call it, the most complete performance of the year by any team. They go into LA against the NFL's number 1 scoring D, okay? and they ripped them apart. Let's put this into perspective for you as you're watching these little highlights. The Chargers allowed 20 points just 3 times prior to Sunday. Number 1 scoring defense, great defense. The Bucs dropped 27 points in the second half alone. They finished with 40. They dropped 40 on them. Minter, what up? Your defense gave up 400 yards once all year, just once. Tampa said, okay, we're just going to casually put up over 500. There we go. We had Rashod White running there, Bucky Irving doing his thing. They ran for more yards than Lamar and Derrick Henry did against this defense, okay? Baker threw 4 touchdown passes. Mike Evans, unstoppable. Moving up those top 10 receiving touchdown charts. The Bucs are 8-3 when Evans plays, by the way. Underreacting to that. 8-3 when they play. Want to know what they are without him? 0-3 without Mike Evans. They're top 5 at the moment in both passing and rushing on the year. That is what you want at this. It's a complete AF team. It's them and the Ravens, the only team that are top 5 in both. The defense did its thing, okay? Jamel Dean, first player to pick off Justin Herbert in 3 months. Levante David, amazing. At his age, at his tenure, he's everywhere. They're catching fire at the perfect time. Stop sleeping on them. Winners of 4 straight. They've beaten the Lions, the Eagles, Commanders, Chargers. Who have they played? Those teams. And there's still work to be done, of course. Tampa's odds to win the South are -440. If you dabble on FanDuel Sportsbook, and if you dabble, you should do it there, making them the heaviest favorites they've been all year, finally. Interesting to note, by the way, the movement. They were -360 before the Cousins benching. They got to take care of business. I believe it's the Cowboys, Panthers, Saints down the stretch. Carr's out. We're out. This is good. They're the best team in the division. They should lock up the division, and this is not a team that I would want to face in January.